lonely stretch of Route 66 just north of Oklahoma City in Arcadia. Past the giant iconic Pops bottle, you'll come to a fork in the road. If you keep going straight, that's the current configuration of Oklahoma's Route 66. But if you make a little jog off to the right onto this broken piece of pavement, you'll find yourself on an original strip of the old road. And on a piece of land where these two iconic roads part ways, lives preeminent Route 66 historian Jim Ross, where he's built a house to look like this classic Phillips 66 gas station located in Chandler, Oklahoma. And that's where we are now to talk about these walls.
One Sunday afternoon, I just happened to drive out this way. I was living in Bethany at the time. Saw a for sale sign on this corner and got very excited. Got out, walked the property, took the phone number down, drove home immediately, called the realtor, got the information I needed, and made an offer on the phone right there. It's bordered on two sides by highways, the current State Highway 66 and the old Highway 66, which runs right in front of the house and is the original alignment of the highway. I ended up with this modeling part of the front after this old Phillips station. The chimney is actually a little bit tapered as it goes up to the top, and these are all the little details that I included to match the exact design of the old gas station. I wanted it to be as close as possible in terms of dimensions and the visual effects to the old station. And on the front of the chimney, I don't have the Phillips 66 logo there, but I do have a Route 66 sign there, and that's so anybody that comes down this street and happens to wonder if they're on the old highway, if they look up this way, they'll realize that they're following the right road.
Throughout the interior of Jim's house, which comes across as somewhat of a nostalgic museum for the old road, is an old school collection of merchandise and memorabilia harkening back to the day when you could feel the winds of freedom just by stepping on the accelerator. One of these items is a rusty old sign that he'd found, which could be, as he explains, a one-of-a-kind.
The story behind this old sign is Oklahoma State Highway 7 and Route 66 were only overlaid with each other for 4 years, beginning in 1926 and ending in 1930. It's very rare to find an original 66 shield still on the original pole. The fact that it's still on the pole indicates to me that this was very likely among the very first batch of signs that went up on Route 66, and in that sense possibly makes it unique. One of the things I took it upon myself to do was to build the beams that are holding up the living room ceiling, and I modeled those basically after worn truss type of girder bridges that used to be built back in the 1930s, and so those are kind of have that nostalgic flavor. The truth is, I built those myself because I simply didn't trust the framers to do it the way that I wanted it done.
And out back of Jim's house, across a little courtyard, his ode to nostalgia continues with a little custom motor lodge that he's built that he's named Jim's Modern Cabin.
A lot of the artifacts you see in here are things that I have acquired over the years. It's kind of a mix of fun stuff out here for people that enjoy looking at things from a bygone era. This vintage advertising sign on the side of my cabin came about because I wanted to do something with this long blank wall. I was in my house one day and I happened to run across this matchbook. It says, "Bubble Up for Thirsty Throats." And I thought, you know, that might look pretty good on the side of the cabin. So I scanned it into my computer and then came out here with a slide projector as it was getting dark and projected it on the side of the building so it could be traced off and then painted. And I think it worked out pretty good.
Be sure to check out the print version of these walls every Friday and Monday in the Journal-Record newspaper, and also listen to the NPR radio version of these walls every Friday at 9:17 a.m. only on KOSU. You can also access the archives of all the video and audio at journalrecord.net.